A warm welcome and a good morning to all the educators present out there. Thank you so much for joining on another Super Sunday workshop. Today's session is going to be very much from the perspective of what exactly technology is all about. We have been coming across so many sessions on how can I include technology within my curriculum. There are multiple tools, resources, and platforms that various educators, teachers, and leaders out there have been trying to use. But today's session is actually going to define them, what exactly these are, and going to give you very good perspective on what are the technological advancements that various schools across the globe is actually using. So I would request all the teachers out there, educators out there, to actually have a look into it from the perspective of awareness and exposure rather than intimidation. While talking to many educators out there, like, what do you think about technology? There are like nearly 50-60% of the time where people get I get the response, it's quite intimidating. It's like too much to take at such a short span of time. Right after pandemic, I think things became predominantly mandatory. Whenever we want to do something in our life, if it is done within the self initiation, with self motivation and inspiration, it really prolongs for a longer period of time. But when it is enforced upon us, we don't really like doing that, right? It is just like you can have your own style of teaching, but suddenly some session happens right in the beginning of the academic year. Some trainer comes and says that no, no, this is not the way you should teach, this is the way you should teach. immediately there is this, some level of irritation among us. Not that you do not do it, you just do it, but it takes time to take it completely inside, internalize it, and then do it. Well, the point over here is today's session will try to break down all those barriers, or I would say a sense of ignorance that we have. The moment we say that, just imagine, I'm going to tell you something. It is very important for you to answer all the multiple choice questions correctly today in the reflection form. And the topic is technology related. The moment I say this statement, most of you would be like, technology related, will I be really able to answer all the question? I do not know anything about it. This and that, lot of preconceptions, right? Well, that is what is going to be addressed in this session, and I'm pretty sure that almost everyone is going to understand everything, and we're going to get into lots and lots of videos, and if there is any queries, you can actually put it on the chat. In the meanwhile, some people are saying that my voice is not audible. Please check your speakers, ma'am. It should be audible right now. Yeah. One more important thing which I would really like to talk about. It's something about me. I have a great passion towards technology. I really love technology, though I'm not an expert in that. So I keep researching about it, and that made me, write my own computer science curriculum as well from grade 1 to 10. I was also part of a lot of training programs on inclusion of technology. I'm mentioning this in this current session because, in case if there is anyone out there who really says that, sometimes we say, right, if you're interested in photography is right. I think photographer is English teachers. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So if you're interested, that you should talk to that particular person. He has got great insights. If you're really interested in art and you find someone who's good at art, and somebody is really good at art, you can tell that particular person that, hey, you should really follow that YouTube channel. They're really good with art, something like that. In this current scenario, if anyone feels that this particular session of technology or my talk on technology makes some sense, then you should probably go to the computer science teachers of the schools and say that you should probably talk to Vasu, something like that. So that is the kind of confidence that I'm carrying right now. Not arrogance, but just a little bit of confidence to tell you that technology is really amazing. And definitely, it can't replace us. There needs to be someone, to talk with certain vibrance, a good smile, probably. I do not know how long it's going to take, but probably it's very near. Let's understand. Let's understand. Please adjust the mic. Okay, I'm trying two teachers. Mhm. If I adjust my mic exactly near my mouth, sometimes such kind of, what do you call that, interjections, and even those thing comes out. I need to really work on my noise cancellation is a very good ability of another technological device which cuts out the external noise. Let's quickly get on to the session, teachers. So the topic of the Super Sunday workshop today, it's interesting, called as EduTech revolution, like educational technology revolution. Global technology trends transforming teaching and learning. Ultimately, that's what we're going to address. And let's quickly understand what used to happen in the past. I would like to share my screen and show you this particular aspect. And let's see this. So, first of all, how did this happen? So, in 1923, actually, radios were introduced in the classroom. Well, radios got introduced way long back, but for the first time, there used to be a dedicated channel out there that spoke about education. People used to tune to this particular channel, and it used to be like daily 15 minutes of educational bites or 15 minutes of educational news, things like that. People across various villages or cities and towns used to actually listen to this. That was revolutionary. The moment we wanted to have an audio video kind of a scenario, it began with images, and that images actually brought out with something called as overhead projectors. You know that overhead projectors, right? If you are a teacher who underwent education probably in 1980s and 90s, your teachers would have used these devices called as OHPs. I have an image. See the second image. I think you're able to see this. That's the overhead projector, right? Then something amazing happened called as videotapes. Now, videotapes people used to buy in order to watch a movie. They used to have a very big deck. They called it as video deck, and you have a cassette, a big cassette that used to be, put inside. This videotapes became so revolutionary. In my childhood days, I remember these were part of every buses. You remember? I was a baby at that time, probably 90s, if I'm not wrong, and every bus used to have a video deck and these things. If you are able to relate, you can actually put it on. Yeah, VCR. You're right. You're right. You're right. Then the Xerox machine came into picture. The photocopier is developed. That is around 1960s, and that became quite prevalent. And print media became quite famous. Until then, print media was very rare. People used to write notes on a notebook. In fact, that particular culture of writing notes on notebook, it's still continuing. And in fact, there are still some schools. I wouldn't be surprised. It's completely fine, I guess. The teachers actually dictate the answer, and students make a note of it on the notebook. Now, the same statement that I'm talking about will be of a great surprise down the line in 5 years for sure. There will definitely be one guy called as Vasudevan probably in the future who'll say that teachers or educators, did you know that the teachers used to dictate and people used to write on the notebook? That's the kind of change that we are actually getting evolved into. But I would still stick to that. I really like using my hands. My handwriting is good. That's how I passed my engineering probably. But anyways, here we go. Then we had something called as handheld calculators that entered the classroom, and that actually paved a lot of way towards computers and laptops thought towards that. Now that's happening in the year 1970s. The same time, somewhere something called a scanner came into picture. Now scanner is quite revolutionary. Why? Because for the first time something that is written on a paper was brought to a digital media. That was never a possibility before. So it's like you write something, you scan it, and it comes on the computers. The teachers who were born in 2010 or 11 and became teachers in 2012 or 13, I hope you're understanding my sarcasm over here. You might not know the importance of scanner, but people like oldies like 40s and 50s, or experienced enough, scanners was quite revolutionary. I'm just trying to bring some humor here, teachers. No stereotypical statements over here. I hope you understand that. So it used to be called a scantron, and please, you can research about it. Then came laptops became quite prevalent. All those schools, especially from the private sector, were able to adopt to computers and laptops just like that. And many of the government schools in the year 1980s and 90s, they started incorporating computer science lab in the school. See how nicely from radio we are already into computer science lab. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been possible, right? Then those computers became with a bigger screen, probably called as smart boards. In fact, in India, in early, I think 2000s or 90s, I think you might remember this company called as EduComp. Have you heard about EduComp? EduComp karke company became very viral. Many schools started adopting it. Then this another company called as Next Education. They came up with multiple, digital solutions. For the first time, heart got animated. First time brains became so realistic in 3D structures, and people started loving it. And that's when the I would say interruption of our regular teaching methodologies got massively changed. Then something amazing happened. The public got the access to internet. That means anybody can access any information from anywhere. And once that came into picture, people started curating free information rather than purchasing it online. That's happening in 2000, around 2000 in India especially. 2007, the mobile phone got introduced in the classroom in the form of tablets. Even now, in many schools who are present in the conversation right now with us are using laptops and tablets in the classroom. And that's an amazing technology. You just have to keep the laptops or tabs inside a cupboard that has got the charging port. I think you know that. You just put it over there, it gets charged. The next day you come back, and again, you can start using it. I think many schools, and today we'll see some reference of the schools as well. The teacher learning modules. You're right, Vinudha ma'am, absolutely. Then the mobile phone got introduced. Then tabs and computers become very common in schools. By 2015, they call it as virtual classrooms, and online learning becomes mainstream. Now, especially this happened in the year 2015 at university level. You know that for the first time, Wharton School of Business, Harvard is launching something like that. IIM is coming up with a blended learning model where we can learn from anywhere. You don't have to come to school or college. In fact, there used to be doubts by the teachers. Can I come to the college and at least write the exam? Something like that. No, you don't have to do it. You can do it online. Don't you think I'll be copying? Then the universities, no, you cannot copy. My questions are going to be like that. And you will be proctored. You will be proctored. Now, what do you mean by proctored? It's another term that got prevalent during the technological era. Proctored means observing probably over a camera on what you're doing. In fact, one of the features that I really like, teachers, that when you're writing an exam, And if proctoring is happening, you can't even blink your eyes like this. So if the blinking happens some like 10 to 15 times, automatically computer will give you a strike stating that you're trying to copy. Did you know that? But well, it got evolved. Now things are way better than the previous things. But that's quickly a massive shift or a change in the educational technology landscape. Now you can ask me, where is AI coming into this picture? Now artificial intelligence is more like a concept. It can be used almost everywhere. Now it's more like, I would say, in order to teach photosynthesis, I can use any tool. AI can be one of the tools. I hope you're getting that. So, artificial intelligence in itself can never be a standalone product to take something. So, artificial intelligence in what? It can be in assessments, artificial intelligence in terms of proctoring, artificial intelligence in terms of making question papers. So, it's going to be part of everything. So, it's more like a tool. Let's understand this with further examples. But these are some of the rough images that you can see. Radio से लेके OHP, it's the projector, overhead projector. Then you've got the video cassettes, and then you can see this is the Scantron. Actually, Scantron became very famous for the multiple choice questions. You have those OMR sheets, you know that, right? In which you color and then it scans and gives you the right answer. So this is with respect to the history of how technology got involved. So it did not happen just now, teachers. It did not happen yesterday. It has been happening since 1920s. So in case if anybody fell out, it's like you had a lot of time from 1920s till 2020. You had a lot of time to incorporate technology, and probably COVID was like, no, these teachers will not listen. Let me do something, and it came and made it mandatory, something like that. Again, just to bring some humor. But how much ever we talk about educational technology teachers, I would like to clearly underline and bold the fact that a chalk and a duster is never a subordinate of a technology. It's always there. If a class can happen still with a chalk and duster, if it can be effective, the students are understanding, it's still a good technology. No doubt at all. The chalk dust has created great innovators and doctors and engineers, various people right now. The chalk dust, I would say, I'm really being very, very rude about it. I mean, rude in the sense, arrogantly confident about it, that it cannot be ever replaced. And if there is any video stating that this is bad and this is good, no, that's the first thing to do is just cut off that video. Whoever launched it, boycott them. No. But chalk dust, but these days these chalk dust are probably called as the e-waste, right? Your smart boards, after getting used, you're throwing it away. So your tabs, after getting used, you're throwing it away, something like that. But this e-waste can also still create good people out there. Let's try to have a blend of both and understand what exactly we are heading towards to. So this is a nice picture that I really love about. This is something related to a library, getting converted to a laptop. I'm really worried about this. My mother is a she has completed library science as well, and she actually is part of many libraries in India. She keeps saying that, slowly the libraries are moving away. I mean, every library has got the computer system out there, and the children come to computer system, they Google about information, and they go out. uh, Basically they don't come to the racks. Only the true hardcore lovers of uh, the paper bound books in which they open and read something, they sit and read. But otherwise gradually the shift is happening. So people call that as digital library or e-library and whatnot. But anyways, it's a subjective discussion. If you ask the children who are born yesterday, they will be definitely appreciative about uh, libraries, digital libraries. That's okay, no problem. Let's quickly understand what are the major revolutions in the education sector from the concept perspective. Now, this will give you a very clear understanding on how these technological advancements are actually divided. And this is not an exhaustive list. It can get expanded over the period of time. But this will give you a cool perspective on your further exploration. Let me share my screen once again, teachers, and show you what exactly uh, old is gold always. Yes, Pushpa, ma'am. Then there'll be someone who said latest is greatest, ma'am. Something like that. Yeah, you can't avoid it. Anyways, let's go. So here we go. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is adaptive learning technologies. Please watch this. Right now, there's a revolution out there with respect to AI. Now, artificial intelligence has got one very good, skill about understanding people. Let's consider AI to be a person. Probably this particular person could be called as Mahananda. I really like that name, Mahananda. So Mahananda over here, when he is actually looking at somebody, has got this keen understanding about what that person is all about. By looking at their face, the way they talk, the way they behave, Mahananda is artificial intelligence over here. So here in this case, the moment artificial intelligence, Mahananda, is able to understand that this particular person has got certain skills and abilities, let me test them. So the moment that particular thing comes into picture, the first question is asked. Now the people are able to answer. Let's assume it's Vasu over here. I'm able to answer Mahananda. Mahananda is able to understand that I'm able to answer the question in a very nice manner. Now Mahananda automatically decides that this question he was able to answer. Now let me ask something like this. Let me see if he's able to answer this or not. Now the question becomes a little tougher. And the same question is asked to me back again. And this time I'm smart enough to answer that as well. Mahananda is surprised. Okay, let me make it even more tougher. And the question paper becomes even more tougher. And in this time, I'm not able to answer the question. And if I'm not able to answer the question, Mahananda makes sure that I either stay at the same level of question answering or else come down a little bit, make it little easier. And Mahananda comes up with another question and I'm able to answer it this time. So the ability of the device to understand your skill sets, your IQ or your current knowledge, and based on that, giving you further questions could be called as adaptive assessments. On a similar fashion, based on the results of adaptive assessments, we could also have adaptive teaching. So it's the report that you get, it gets converted in the form of teaching. That's adaptive learning technologies. Shall we quickly watch a video of that and come back? Here we go. So let me go and let me share the screen, and please watch this. This is by McGraw-Hill, a famous publication. I think you know that. Please watch this. The audio is shared.
McGraw-Hill presents What We Mean When We Say Adaptive Learning. Adaptive learning describes the process in which the learning path responds to the student's performance and adjusts to help facilitate learning in real time. Adaptive learning holds the potential to give every learner their own personalized learning path, customized and fine-tuned for his or her own unique strengths, weaknesses, goals, and learning style. With every action taken, the curriculum responds to keep the learner actively engaged in a way that is optimal for that individual student. While the general principles underlying adaptive learning are not new, it is the advancements in technology that have made adaptive learning scalable. By providing a rich level of data on every individual learner, a teacher is now able to more fully know how close each student is to showing evidence of proficiency. Utilizing technology-driven personalization, adaptive learning holds the potential to fully extend the benefits of one-on-one instruction to every student in the classroom.
So adaptive learning is a simple explanation, probably in 2 minutes. This is what I was able to come up with. And this particular technology is widely used right now. And many schools actually prepare their lesson plans based on this. I really did not bring a lot of videos out there because the school videos were actually long enough. So in case if you really want to explore further on this area, I would request you to please check on adaptive learning and global level you'll see multiple videos out there. So that's basically the ability of the system to understand where you are. Just imagine with this becoming the mainstream, it'll be quite a challenge for the people to create question papers. So it's like, instead of a paper, question paper consisting of 15 to 20 questions or 25 questions, now it has to be at least 100 questions coming out there at varying level of difficulty, and this has to be fed to the software, and the software decides it all by itself. Here in this case, the software is Mahananda. I hope you got the point. So I this adaptive learning is going to be the future teachers. I think it's already getting incorporated in few exams, competitive exams coming into picture. The next amazing concept with respect to technology that many people know, differentiate paper. You're absolutely right. That's a nice word. Thank you. So called as extended augmented and virtual reality. Extended augmented virtual reality. They also call it as mixed reality. Extended reality is actually different and mixed reality is different, but very synonymous to each other, very close, but a thin line of difference is still there. Let's not get into the definitions of what these are, but these actually give a lot of immersive learning experience. Now, what do you mean by immersive over here? Why do you think all these changes happened? It happened because back in those days, we watched a television which had got the doors out there, the black and white television. We discussed about this in one of the Super Sunday workshop. And these televisions, the black and white, became colorful later. People started loving the experience. They were like, wow, that particular thing is really good about it. In fact, there used to be movies out there in the back in those days. The color of the sari that the heroine is wearing will continuously change. Now, that was the technology with the camera and editing out there. Do you know that? Now that particular effect of the dress changing its color during the songs out there was clearly visible on a TV that had got color features. You started loving that, because you wanted a better experience. Over the period of time, that became a flat Eastman color. Okay, that's perfect, Rita ma'am. You know that. Over the period of time, it just got converted to flat screen with more vibrance. It's like crystal clear pictures out there, calling it to be LCD. LCD became LED, LED became tablet, laptops, and now the mobile phone has got better quality than those black and white TVs at the back. Amazing, right? So you wanted to always have an experience that is more immersive in nature. And one such advancement is the mixed reality, extended reality, augmented and virtual reality. It's an amazing platform, and let's quickly get into that as well. I think we have a video suggestion there as well. Please watch this. Now, this is a very renowned video, and this is not the future. This is already happening in the schools. And this is by Meta. Watch this. I think the audio is shared this time. I'm talking about
So,
and missed sharing the audio last time. And here we go.
we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
You ready to do that paper now, right?
Yeah.
In the metaverse, you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well. Ancient Rome. Imagine standing on the streets, hearing the sounds, visiting the markets, to get a sense of the rhythm of life over 2,000 years ago. Imagine learning how the Forum was built by actually seeing the Forum get built right in front of you.
Right in front of you. That's a powerful statement. It's like a teacher is talking about World War One and Two, and they're there on the field where the firing is happening. It's like people can, the students like Ruhi or Damayanti can, hey Hitler, you're not supposed to do that. This is wrong. Unfortunately, Hitler cannot listen in this scenario. It's just there. Now, this is extended reality teachers, and this gives a very different perspective to immersive learning. I hope you got the understanding of the need for immersive learning. It was never, more like a requirement in the past. It just happened because you wanted better experience, and better experience is like you have a screen which is black and white, color TV that becoming bigger and bigger. You like the theater experience, hence the planetarium came into picture. And right after planetarium, things became very small. They're right now there on the mobile. This mobile can be put inside a virtual reality box, and here you are getting into VR and mixed reality. That's interesting, right? Let's go to the next aspect of technology. Now, when we talk about technological advancements, these are just some areas. Now, everything can have some concepts of areas, like AI could be one of the concept. Natural language processing, a part of AI, could be another concept altogether. But what are those actual pedagogical areas where I can use? So that's what we are actually trying to touch upon. And the next one is related to artificial intelligence in education. While there are too many examples on artificial intelligence in education, some of them that really stand out to me is like there is this technology where the students can have a virtual band on their head, and there's a LED light that is glowing. I think I've shown in one of the Super Sunday workshop, hence I'm not playing that video again. So it's about the level of concentration of the children. So if there is a green LED glowing out there, that means the students are completely concentrating. And if the red LED is glowing out there, that means the students are not concentrating. Do I have that? Yes, I have it. Can you see this? Actually, I'm not playing this video right now, but this is how China is using artificial intelligence in the classroom. Well, if you get into the comment section, people don't really like it because even you might not like it. Just imagine you're part of a particular staff meeting, and your principal is giving you instructions on what to be done based on annual pedagogical plan, and every teacher is wearing this band on their head, and the principal gets to check who's concentrating and who's thinking about what's going to happen in the home. Yeah, you're going to have a good time, right? You're not going to allow this. So this is one area where AI is getting incorporated too much into the classroom, but that's completely fine. That's completely fine. You can't avoid it. Maybe it has got some benefits. Let's think about it. For that, AI tutors and chatbots for student report became very common. Support, basically automated grading and assessment tools, this became very common. In fact, this is present in our day-to-day life also. Back in these days, whenever you order something on Swiggy or Zomato, or you buy something with your online banking system, there's a chatbot coming into picture, and it'll say, what's your problem? May I help you? Something like that. Can I help you? You can raise your questions, and you're actually talking to a virtual assistant, as if you're talking to another person altogether. And that virtual assistant is becoming brilliant and brilliant and brilliant. So there used to be a time when you want to call and talk to someone, and that person says, hello, madam, how can I help you? Now that is completely getting changed to an AI bot that can still solve your problem. Only thing is, the moment you get to know that this particular AI bot is not really understanding what you're speaking, that's the moment when you get irritated. But our irritation is going to limit only for another 1 or 2 years, teachers. These bots are getting way smarter than what we actually even imagined. So let's understand a quick video on AI in education, and then I think probably we'll talk about the other technologies and mixed reality in the classroom, artificial intelligence in the classroom. A small video, but it'll give you a good perspective. Please watch this.
As artificial intelligence tools like online chatbots become more prevalent, some schools are figuring out how to bring those tools into the classroom.
One private school in Austin isn't just letting students use those tools, it's relying on them to teach core subjects. KVU's Darrenisha Heron explains.
A school with no teachers? It sounds like a nightmare, but Mackenzie Price, the co-founder of Alpha Private School, says it's actually the wave of the future.
What we do have is a lot of adults who are in the room engaging with these kids, working as coaches. So they're helping the kids get clear on what are some goals that they're working on? What are they doing academically?
So how do they learn? The students work one-on-one with artificial intelligence for 2 hours at the start of the day.
So it's the educational information that regular schools are also teaching with, but AI apps are feeding them to students at the appropriate level and pace that they need.
It goes as far as historical figures explaining their own histories.
We believe that education should adapt to every student's unique needs and interests.
To basic comprehension quizzes. 5th grader Byron loves the instant feedback, which he says he didn't get in public school.
It explains a detailed explanation of why the correct answer is correct, not just saying, oh, here's your correct answer. You can answer the question this way next time.
Price says the lessons are customized for every student.
We can say, provide reading material at this certain lexile level, which is 8th grade, but appropriate for a 7-year-old kid.
So I think it's making me actually learn things, not just looking at things I've already seen.
This style of learning goes from 12th grade down to kindergarten.
Did you meet your 2-hour learning goal today? Yes. Yes! Can everyone do some silent fireworks for Lola?
They learn more than twice as much as standard school does in 6 hours.
The other 6 hours of the day are set aside for learning life skills. Like this 3rd grader putting together an IKEA drawer in an hour, or 11-year-olds writing and submitting college admission essays.
They don't know our age, so they're gonna let us know if he would accept us into the school and if he wouldn't. If he says yes, or she, we will get a check.
All things that some schools may feel hesitant to embrace, but Price believes will become the new norm in modern schools. In Austin, I'm Darenisha Heron for KVUE News.
So I hope you got the perspective of this. So it's like a classroom without a teacher, but the teacher is actually called as a coach, more like a facilitator. Now, one very big advantage of this particular methodology is teachers. When the students are exploring what they want to learn, they're going to explore dimensions that's not part of our regular textbook. In fact, it will motivate the teachers to learn more and be confident about a discipline to address the students' queries. That is the biggest advantage of such kind of methodologies in the classroom. Don't you think so? Most times you would have come across a scenario, we actually learn better only when we know that you're going to teach this to someone else. The whole perspective of learning changes. Oh my God, I need to teach this to someone. What if somebody is going to ask a doubt on this area? Let me learn it properly. That's why teaching job is always knowledge enhancement, but probably not with the same old textbook. How about allowing the children to explore a little more and burden ourselves a little bit so that in return, we just get an extra knowledge. So that's the major advantage. Well, Austin, just not Austin, there are many other schools out there and many other places who talk about this. I would request you to explore that as well. So yeah, of course. Let's get back to the other technologies teachers. I think I'm getting into too many videos. It's just from the perspective of where it is applied globally. That's the ultimate intention. And now let's quickly get into the next areas. Here we go. You can see the screen in 3, 2, and 1. Great. Now comes blockchain for education. You can see that secure credentialing and digital diplomas. You know that whenever these days a certificate is issued by a renowned organization out there, it could be Adobe or it could be Google. Whenever you do an online course, even various universities out there, they have a passcode to it. They have an authenticator to you. You can't simply make a PDF document and say that this certificate is valid. Going forward, these certificates need some authorization, and those authorization is actually done using technologies like blockchain technology. So blockchain technology, let's not get into the details of it. It's basically a security protocol over here, which will enhance the credit, which will probably not enhance, secure the credentials. And these credentials could be of your certificates as well. So secure credentializing and digital diplomas, decentralized learning platforms. To give you one quick example, DigiLocker out there actually saves a lot of your certificates out there, right? Now, this is like a library of all your certificates with some security. That doesn't have the blockchain as such, but those certificates that you're saving over there, what if you never had to save it? It's present somewhere out there and I don't care. It's just that whenever I want to access, I can just enter my credential and I get my certificate. Now that is through blockchain technology. So blockchain technology is already put to use. Many platforms have already come into picture, especially reporting, report cards. They have this blockchain technology present in picture, basically from the perspective of securing information. Now this could even be possible for the complete school data. How it's us, we need to explore a little in the future. Next is Internet of Things in the classrooms. Now, this is phenomenal, and I think most of you would have already experienced. You just did not know the terminology called as Internet of Things, and I have a video for it. I'll show it. You will be surprised, and that video it will play, and I will talk. Let's see. But before going to Internet of Things, let's understand this. There's something called as 5G and its impact on education. Now, what do you mean by this? Over the period of time, the ability of having an information passed from one place to another is becoming easy day by day. Remember, if you have to transfer one movie from a mobile phone to a computer or a computer to mobile, you need to have a pen drive. You need to copy that movie from system to the pen drive, and then it comes to your system, mobile phone, and then you watch it, right? Or else you directly download. You do a lot of things. But with 5G, the information speed, the speed of transfer became super fast. In fact, 4G, 3G itself paved the way. With 4G, it was so fast that you can watch any movie online. You don't even have to download. So, in fact, the time consumed by a 2G technology to download the movie is equal to the time consumed for watching the movie online on 3G. Does that make sense? I hope you're able to understand. So it's all about the time, the bandwidth, the ability of the technology to pass information. With 5G, you can have great connect. Right now, we are all able to talk properly, fluently, and you are able to hear my voice clearly. That's because we are already into 4G technology. The moment 5G comes into picture in my home, if I give the connection, as of now, it's still not there. Probably I can come to each and every home and teach whatever we're talking about or train whatever we're talking about. It's like virtual reality becoming even more seamless. End of the day, whatever we are talking about, it depends on the size of a particular file. It's just not the size. I mean, size will keep on increasing, and the ability of the technology to transfer that size from one place to another. And that's where 5G came into picture. So enhanced connectivity for remote learning, real-time collaboration and interaction. You have those virtual reality boxes and all, right? That that's possible with 5G. Next is data analytics and learning analytics. You know that. So you have a lot of information of the students with which you can analyze what they're doing. And this will become even more sense with IoT. I'll talk about IoT and then we'll talk about it. Gamification and game-based learning are two areas, but more or less both could be done with a lot of platforms. I think most of you would have used this platform called as quizzes.com. It's a game of assessments. Have you used quizzes.com by any chance? Say yes, put it on the chat. Yes, of course. Yeah. So quizzes.com has got this feature of adaptive learning as well right now. You just need to subscribe to it, I guess, teachers, and a little bit of payment, and there you are. The questions are auto-generated now. So with generative AI coming into picture, adaptive learning has become very easy. So Quizzes has got this ability of gamification of learning. Then you have got EdTech for inclusivity and accessibility. Now, this is with respect to differently able children or even the normal people, which people generally call as normal, to have a different way of learning. So sometimes principals, I've seen some principals, they're so busy, they actually, while going in the car, if they want to go through a particular PDF document released by CBSE probably, they have this option of PDF reader. So it's just put on the car and the whole document is read by that PDF reader. So on the speakers, you can actually listen to it. Have you used that anytime? It's present in the form of immersive reader on Microsoft Edge already present. So you can actually use that, and it's basically like text reader, PDF reader, lot of features. That's coming with the perspective of accessibility and assistive technology. These are the two words actually used. You can see that assistive technology for students with disabilities. Then they call it as UDL, Universal Design for Learning, which is like including every type of learner. Then comes micro learning and nano learning, which is one very good used for checking pronunciation. Correct, exactly. That's just one small part of it, ma'am. But yeah, you can use way beyond that. But micro learning and nano learning was another new term that came into picture, teachers. That's like I gave one example of library. You remember, the students come to the library, access the information, and go away immediately. Now, this particular aspect is somewhere related to micro learning. What do you mean by that? Suppose if you want to learn a topic, a subtopic, which is not clearly explained in the textbook, and you want to learn about it in detail, you can actually take that small part and learn on the internet. You will not spend much time, 5 to 7 minutes, probably 10 minutes, watch a video and come out, and you'll come out with complete clarity about it. That's micro learning. So it's like bite-sized educational content. See, that's how YouTube Shorts became very famous. YouTube Shorts became famous. Instagram Reels became very famous. WhatsApp Stories became famous. Why? These are all very small piece of information. We kind of get addicted to nonsense information at times. I would definitely second on that, considering my experience in the past. But This can provide really good bite-sized educational content as well for efficient learning and mobile-friendly learning modules. These are small, cute, and sweet, and knowledgeable as well. Then you have got social and emotional learning tools, which is like digital platforms for SEL skill development. We have always been with apprehension that technology and emotions are totally different. No, actually, it's not the case. Technology can actually improvise on your emotions as well. So that comes under the category of SEL. In fact, there are some apps for mindfulness and mental health support. You would have heard about it. It's like, you know, in fact, the basic thing is on YouTube, you have got meditation ka songs, whatnot. Even that could be used over here. Then digital assessment tools. We saw about online proctoring, secure testing environments, formative assessments, whatnot. Here, the serial number is wrong. I can see that after 10, it's directly 12. It was supposed to be 11. It's my mistake. I'm sorry. Then digital assessment tools, collaborative learning platforms, Google Classroom, Nearpod could be one. Canva could be one. Canvas could be one. A lot of platforms wherein people can interact with each other. In fact, even Udemy is a very good platform on that regard. Why not? Then we have got hybrid and blended learning modules, which is more from the perspective of you decide on what you want to learn. So combining in-person and online learning. So these are some of the areas under which the world is getting revolutionized under technology. Let me quickly show you that particular aspect of Internet of Things. And for that, let's go forward. Let's go forward. This is mixed reality. And now we come to IoT. Please watch this, teachers. Two more videos and we are done for the day. So here you can see that there are passengers out there. Basically, that's a school bus and it's collecting information on a real-time basis. So it's actually GPS that's present out there, which the parents can track, estimated time of arrival, number of passengers. We get all these information. The moment child enters the school, there is an SMS triggered to the parents that he reached safely. Then you have got the report card. Then you've got the RFIDs present. And then this information of the teacher is shared with the principal. See, this is where it actually, the number of steps taken by the child, the kilometers walked, the calories burnt, the sleep time, everything gets tracked with IoT. So Internet of Things is basically about connecting multiple devices and coming out with information. So here in this case, you can see the whole classroom is Wi-Fi connected. The students are able to complete their assignment, which is tracked. So there is a lab out there where the students are able to construct things related to IoT. And what is there in cafeteria? Probably the online payment. Oh, it's like automated vending machine sort of a thing. And then you've got the heart rate or accord activities, whatnot. Again, the GPS. You get into the bus. The bus is tracking the speed, real-time tracking, then the route replay. The moment you get down at the bus stop, the parents come to know that you're there, and that's how you come back home. This sensor, wherein the moment you get into the house, automatically the light switches on, the door gets opened, you're the right person. All these things come under the IoT, Internet of Things. I hope you're able to understand. So it's like Internet of Things is basically the devices getting connected to internet. We know computers can get connected, right? Can a tube light get connected to internet? Yes, it can. These days you have got this I think assistive technology like Google Assistant, like, hey Google, could you please increase the fan speed? And the fan speed gets like, how does fan know about it? So fan got connected to internet. As simple as that. Internet of Things. And people come up with so many projects. Sometimes as a teacher, we wonder how come students have come up with such amazing projects, but basically they have just been updated to the latest thing that's happening in the classroom. That's it. Now these are some of the aspects with respect to technology, teachers. I hope you would have got some very good perspective of what is technology. Before concluding, I would also like to tell you that technology has been helping a lot of students who are finding quite difficult to understand content present online out there. And these technological abilities, I would say capabilities, come under the category of accessibility features or assistive technology. I would like to show one of them, a simple tool, but that really gives a lot of information. And this is how it looks like. Please watch this. Assistive technology in the classroom, and this is called a C-pen reader.
Meet the C-pen Reader 2. It features a new and improved interface and icons designed to encourage independent reading. The C-pen Reader 2 features brand new OCR technology, which recognizes more fonts and literature than ever before. In need of clear reading support, but the noise around you is too distracting? The Reader 2's new audio boost feature now gives you that extra clarity.
A picturesque city surrounded by beloved red rock.
Speaking of clarity, try out the refined built-in dictionaries. Grow your vocabulary with simple and concise definitions in the palm of your hand.
Used to single out an individual member of a specified group or class.
You can also customize the Reader 2 to fit your needs,
500 miles away.
like changing the speed settings, allowing you to read at your own pace.
It went low, 500 miles away. Then Beaumont turned over restlessly on his side. Blue smoke, he muttered, blue smoke.
Take advantage of the Reader 2's new and improved performance, anywhere and anytime, with no Wi-Fi required. Find out more at www.scanningpens.com.
www.scanningpens.com. Yeah, and that's with respect to reading pens. So teachers, that brings me to the end of the session, and you would have seen that there are so many technologies out there. I would like to quickly show all of them once more if you want to make a note of it, and you can read about it individually. This is not a complete list. It's just based on my understanding of technology, whatever is possible. With some lot of references to AI as well. To be frank with you, I came up with these videos and things that are very prevalent in India. I'm really tempted to show a lot of other videos as well, but considering the module of Super Sunday workshop, I kept it very small. One of them is with respect to the hair band that can detect the concentration levels. Another is a teacher in Assam who is considered to be the robot teacher for the first time. I think it's in Guwahati, if I'm not wrong. And this is an adult tinkering lab project by Makers Lab, an NGO, and they came up with this a simple robot done in collaboration with the school and various other people. So that's with respect to. So there are too many videos that I really was tempted to share, but considering the time, we are not getting into all the details one by one. So that brings us to the end of the session, teachers, sharing with you all these technologies once more. So this is the first one: adaptive learning technologies, extended reality, artificial intelligence in education, blockchain for education, Internet of Things, and then comes 5G and its impact on education, data analytics and learning analytics, gamification and game-based learning, EdTech for inclusivity and accessibility. Yeah, just like the S Pen or C Pen, micro learning and nano learning became a possibility because of YouTube Shorts and all these things. Social and emotional learning, digital platform for SEL skill development. Learn about it, something like that. Digital assessment tools, collaborative learning platforms, hybrid and blended learning modules or models. So these are some of the key advancements. And while we talk about all these from pedagogical perspectives, for each of them, there are multiple tools. There's a mind mapping tool out there. There is a whiteboard which could be used everywhere called as open board. Augmented and virtual reality ke liye, there's Google Arts and Culture, Google Earth is there, multiple of them. Then for assistive technology, you've got the accessibility features in the computer itself, whatnot. There could be multiple resources, tools, and platforms. But pedagogical aspects, nearly this will be what would be most probably present. If there are more, then please do comment about it on the YouTube as well, and you can put it over here as well. Yeah, I hope you got the perspective, teachers. Thank you so much. Great interacting with one and all. The next week's Super Sunday topic will be present on the upcoming events. Before you go, teachers, I would request you to do two things. Considering the number of participants coming out there for you to, sorry, Super Sunday workshop, I'm not able to send WhatsApp message to everyone. Hence, I would request you to please subscribe to this Super Teacher official YouTube channel. The link is coming on the chat right now. And along with that, you can even join the Telegram community where there is no limit of people to join, wherein I keep on putting this information about what's going to happen in the upcoming week. So that's coming on the chat over here. You can subscribe to it. And this is how it looks like. I hope you got it. Yes, you got it. Our team will also be keeping on uploading this information. So if there is any query, you can keep asking about it. And as I said, I would really love to talk to any person who's interested in technology, not just the computer teachers in a particular school. I'll make sure the brief conversation that we will ever have will be very fruitful. I'll help you, or I'll make sure I'm sincere about keeping with a lot of responsibilities, that the talk with me makes an actual sense. So in case if anybody's interested, please ping me on WhatsApp. You can see my number on the reflection form, and at the same time you can follow these handles so that I'm in touch with you on a regular basis. Here in this case, I think the primary thing is YouTube subscription, the LinkedIn page, and the Telegram community. Apart from that, you could also visit the Super Teacher website where there is upcoming events coming into picture. You can register there directly. Yeah, thank you so much, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. You can put your queries on the chat, but we'll meet you again with another interesting topic in the next Super Sunday workshop. Most probably it will be related to children with special needs, or inclusive education, or different types of abilities, something related to that. I just did not conclude on these suggestions. Once the conclusion happens, next Sunday will be vibrant with those topics. Great interacting with one and all, teachers. Thank you so much. Meet you in the next Super Sunday workshop. Until then, Jai Hind. If there are queries, you can put on the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can share Super Sunday workshop details to fellow colleagues. It's only from the perspective of getting you the exposure and awareness that's required, that's happening in the world of education. Yeah, not only in India, but also, globally. More the awareness, better is the exposure. Better exposure, better confidence. Better confidence, better teaching learning strategies in the class. Obviously, the outcome is going to be amazing, right? Yeah. Tomorrow, I think if somebody talks about, hey, my students' attendance is marked automatically. As a person who have attended Super Sunday workshop, you can very confidently say that, hey, this attendance marking actually comes under the category of Internet of Things. You saw that just now, right? Something like that. So these small bites of information every Sunday for an hour will ensure that you gain certain knowledge and skills to talk about it in the upcoming week. I would very humbly request everyone to speak about this as much as possible. Gossip is a very powerful tool. Speak about it. You can put it as a WhatsApp story or a LinkedIn post, and that'll ensure that information is retained. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sunipa ma'am. Okay, thank you so much for bringing that. Survey question is getting scored. That's important, and that's removed, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, Nisha ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pushpa ma'am. Thank you, Anne Mary ma'am. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, teachers. Great interacting with one and all. If there's any query, you can put it on the chat. The score needs to be 7 and above in order to get the certificate. You need to complete the reflection form before 6 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, total is 10. I've removed it. I'm sorry. By mistake, I think the survey question got one credit out there. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Rupali ma'am. It should be 7 out of 10. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. The teachers who haven't received the certificate of the last week, you'll get it eventually, teachers. So to all the YouTube participants, thank you so much. Great interacting with one and all. Thank you. Thank you. Great. I think I'm almost there. Could you please touch the toe of teacher in the class? Yes, yes. We'll be touching on that, Sunipa ma'am. It's an important area. Reflection form is just above Deepa ma'am. I'm sharing it again. Thank you, Tamanna ma'am. A consistent participant out there. Oh, is that Sunisha ma'am? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, thank you, Sukhdira ma'am. Sonia ma'am, you can try that. But if there is a duplicate entry, if the software doesn't take, then it's a difficulty. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Malini ma'am, Shivani ma'am. Reflection form link on the YouTube is coming right now, ma'am. Sampriti ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you, Vasuki ma'am, Shiva ma'am, Shiva sir, Vanita ma'am. Rita ma'am, I'm really sorry because this is governed by multiple bodies out there, the 70% score scheme. So that's the reason. In fact, even the CIET, when they conduct the training programs out there, 70% is the benchmarking, ma'am. So I'm not able to avoid that. Uh, yeah. So you'll actually find an observation that the 70% of the questions or 7 questions out of 10 questions will be very easily answerable. There are definitely 3 questions that play an important role, but 7 questions is definitely very easy to answer, is what we believe. So if it's possible, just take some time. You have time till 6 o'clock. Try to discuss with your teachers, and probably you can sit in a group and then answer it. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. AI in quizzes is a paid one. Yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Jashi ma'am, reflection form is there on the uh correct. It's there on the chat, ma'am, and it will be there on the YouTube description as well. No, see Reddy ma'am, oh sir, I'm sorry. We'll get it, ma'am. You please, if you're not getting the certificates, please mail it to swati@superteacher.in. She'll reply back. Go ahead, Dipti ma'am. Go ahead. Okay. So let's conclude, teachers. I'll see you again in the next Super Sunday workshop. Have a good day and have a Super Sunday. All the best for the upcoming week. Bye, everyone. Sumandra sir, no, it will never be. Let us not.